Hey guys, let's go over the practice set for lesson 109. So two families repaid their $300,000 mortgage, 30-year. One was repaid at $18,000 per month with a 6% mortgage. The other, $2,000 per month at 7%. Okay. What is the difference in interest charges over the life of the loans? So first off, I think we can very clearly say the family that's spending $18,000 per month at 6% interest is going to have the better deal in that they're spending less every month and they have a lower interest rate. So that's going to be, that seems like a win. The 7% guys, they're spending $200 more every single year, and they're going to spend more money right off the bat. I can tell you they're going to spend 200 times 12, 24, 2,400, okay, every year, and they're going to spend that by 30 years, right? Because after 30 years, both guys are getting down to zero, right? So family B is spending this much more for their whole time, right? So I can just go ahead and, again, I don't mind a calculator for these things. It's easy math, it's just long. So I know right off the top of my head, or right off, that they're going to be spending $72,000 more to get their thing down to zero than the other guys, okay? I know that because they're both getting it down to zero. One's spending $1,800 per month, one's spending $2,000 per month, okay? The difference between what they're paying is $2,400 every year out of 30 years. $72,000 is the one family is spending $72,000 more than family A. So let's go ahead and let's do I guess that's probably our answer too, right? Anyway, let's do this another way as well. 300,000 times 0.6 is, well, if we are going to go ahead and do this, how do they talk about this? So, well, that gives me the interest for the first year. If I wanted to, but that's the first year without, I guess this is just the answer that we do. I don't think we need to try and figure out all of the other things. I think the math is going to get more complicated if I, yeah, I mean, I guess it's got to be the difference in interest charges over the life of the loans. I don't think they give you the instructions to do anything other than this, do they? Because if you are, I mean, the math to solve this uses a pretty complicated equation because it talks about like every year it goes down by this much while increasing by this much, which is a lot more than I think they've set you up for. So you could figure out the monthly interest and then also how much your yeah, I mean, I guess this has just got to be the answer. Let me double check what the thing says before I go forward. written practice 110. I'll jump right to it. Written practice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I already have the answer. Okay. So this is the answer that they want you to do, is just figure out the difference to get it to 0. Okay. I was going to say, trying to actually figure out all of the other stuff per year and stuff like that, that's way more complicated than what they've set you up for. You could do it, but it's it's like a whole page of equation. All right, monthly mortgage payments vary with the length of the loan. The table below shows that approximate monthly payment on a $300,000 mortgage for 15 and for 30 years. So, great. So if you're doing it for 15 years, right, and this should tell you right away exactly how good it is to try and get a 15-year versus a 30-year, right? If you are trying to pay it back within 15 years, you have to spend every month $2,700, right? If you're trying to pay it back over 30 years, you have to spend $2,000 every month. So $2,000 times 30, well, times 12 times 30, right? $2,000 times 12 times 30 versus 15 times 12 times 30 times, okay. So let's go ahead, let's jump over to the calculator. We got 2,000 times 12 times 30. Remember, because my additive property of multiplication, it doesn't matter which order I do this in. So 720,123 versus 15 times 12 times 2700. 48600. Okay. Minus 720,123. That's a negative number, but that's because it's, if you just change it positive, that's going to give you the difference. Okay. So the difference between a 30-year and a 12-year and a 15-year is the 30-year pays $234,000 more. Okay. Let's see what's the actual question. What's the difference in interest charges over the life of the loans? Okay, there you go. C, two friends each had an auto loan of $20,000. One was repaid at 8% in 3 years for about $625 per month. The other was paid at 8% in 5 years for about $405 per month. So, which is who paid more and how much more? So first off, there is sometimes that 5-year $405 per month is the better deal. And the reason for that is sometimes it makes more sense for you to spend less each month. Okay? Maybe you have other investments, maybe you have to use that money for other things. Maybe you are spending that extra $200 every month and you are getting a 10% interest or 10% money from it. When interest rates were really, really low at like 1%, which they were, it was oftentimes a better deal to do a 5 or 10-year interest to buy and spend more money in the long run or here because you had more money in your pocket. Okay, the difference was smaller, and having more money in your pocket allows you to do other things. Okay, at 8%, no, the deal better is to spend $625 per month usually, and we'll go over that, right? So 8%, 3 years, 625%, right? So the total payments for the 5-year loan is how much more than the total of the 3-year loan? So 625 times 12 times 3. That's going to give you your total 625 times 12 times 3. So they are spending 22,500. Okay, versus the other guy who is spending $405 per month times 12 times 5. 405 times 12 times 5. 12 months in the year, $405 every month for 5 years. So he is spending $24,300. So an extra $2,000, roughly $1,800 more, okay, than his buddy. Now, again, in the real world, if this interest rate is low enough, or if you have something else you can do with this $1,800, or with the difference in payments, right? It is oftentimes, or it can be, a better deal to go with the more expensive route. Okay, in the real world, it'll really depend on what's going on, and what you can do with that money. Maybe because they saved money here, they were able to have a down payment within the first 2 years to buy a house. Okay, so there are reasons in which to go with this over the other, but it is good to know your options. D. The table shows the approximate monthly payments on a 5-year auto loan, 2 different interest rates. Over the life of the loan, how much more is paid at 9% than at 8%? So really, again, this is going back over here. Pretty simple math. So 415 times 12 times 5. We got 24,900. Okay, versus 405 times 12 times 5. 24,300. So the difference here is only going to be $600. Now, $600 is pretty significant, right? But versus $10, $10 a month. I would probably spend the $10 a month to save $600, but it depends. Some people, that $10 a month is a big deal. Anyway, find the monthly interest charge on a $12,000 credit card balance at 2% per month. Monthly interest charge. Oh, just monthly interest charge. So if you have $12,000 and it is being times by 1.02, okay? Remember, if you just times it by 0.02, you'll find the interest, but we want to find the total. We want to find this number plus its interest. Excuse me. So we want to times 12,000 times 1.02. Okay, so after the first month, it has gone up by $240. Okay, $240 increase, and your new number is 12,240. Okay, so if you're just paying off the minimum, you would have to spend $240. Okay. So I guess if it's carried a year, I guess the goal here is they're, I guess, looking at, you have this and then you're doing, we're not compounding it because I'm guessing you're paying the interest what is the total of the interest charges? So just that balance is carried. It's not increasing. So here you would take the 240 and times that by 12 and get 2,880. If you were paying nothing at all, well, one, it would go to collections. But if you were paying nothing at all and it was increasing, you would have that 12,000 times 1.02. Okay, you get that. And you do times 1.02 again. That's your second month. This is your third month. This is your fourth month. This is your, I did something wrong. But it would keep increasing. You would do that 12 times, and you'd see how big it was. And that's if you're not paying at all. That's going to be a compound interest on there. But I think it's just looking for the 2880 number. Yeah, it is. Okay. So 240 is your number, and then 2880 is your. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Just be careful with your credit cards. Bye.